cool. That's the third
All right.
time I've done this today. Had a lot of practice.
Wow.
You recorded 2 other podcasts today?
Andy and I did 2 in a row.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure your throat hurts now.
Andy does all the talk. Well, I've been drinking Dr. Peppers, and that doesn't help, actually.
I would agree.
Dr. Pepper's tasty, though.
I'm going to try not to...
No, we're a different podcast for a different time, but a hot take right now, all dark soda is trash. Continuing on.
Whoa. All right.
Coming in hot here.
Right?
Yeah, listen.
You don't trash Dr. P like that.
Dude, I will trash any dark soda. Dark soda is disgusting. And
I love
Dr.
Dr.
by
Pepper.
that. I mean, I've listened to it. I get it. You guys are living in your own world, but I need to bring you to reality one day and snap you out.
Bring us back down to
Wait
back
till
down
the
to the surface of the
Dr.
regular
Pepper
sodas.
Stan army descends on you.
All right.
But
well,
guys, we're here.
We're here. Me and the guy. This is the Player Power Podcast, episode 6.
Episode 6.
We're really, making our way. We're on episode 6. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's like half an anime season.
So this episode is it's going to be a special episode actually for 2 main reasons. One, this is going to be the first Legend of Zelda centric episode, probably of many, if Ryan doesn't mind talking about it, because it's my favorite video game series by far.
Oh yeah, this will be definitely one where you'll hear Corey talk a lot more passionately about things. I expect the word "polish" to come out a couple times in this podcast.
That actually had not popped into my head.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but now that you said it, I am definitely going to be throwing it around.
It's coming. I'm gonna have a polish counter in the back of my head.
And the second reason is that we have a special guest joining us today. Gooey Fame of Zelda Dungeon is going to be joining us a little bit later once we get into the meat and potatoes.
Yes. I'm looking forward. I have not actually talked to him yet, so I'm looking forward to chatting with him in our little conversation here.
Yeah, it'll be good. Yeah, so we're basically going to be doing a collaborative ranking, the 3 of us, of the graphic styles / art direction of the Legend of Zelda series.
I was gonna say I'm looking forward to this mostly because Zelda is a really good. I think this is a good series to start off with a discussion like this because there are 3D, 2D, and also not even for that the games are so old. There's some really old styles that hold up really well, and there's some
definitely,
and in the new styles obviously hold up really well as well.
It is very diverse. It's not like a Call of Duty thing where like it's basically the same and they just just increase as the technology gets better. They very intentionally go for different styles. based on the content of the game and maybe story elements and stuff like that.
Yep, and it, in my opinion, almost all of them I think work in their own way. Almost,
they're all pretty great. They're all pretty great.
Almost. There's a Jolly Roger Bay of Zelda that we'll talk about later. That's all. Okay. Anyways,
but so before we get into that, we're going to do everyone's favorite segment. I know it's mine.
Yes, it's definitely mine.
Yeah, that is the homework game.
Yes.
Ryan and I assigned each other games to play in between episodes, and we're going to be doing updates and such.
Exactly, and I think you started first last time, so I think it's my turn to start first this time.
Go for it.
So my game in particular was Hollow Knight, core game of the game Hollow Knight. I know we've kind of gone over this on previous episodes, but playing it on my computer with the PS4 controller, it's a really cool platformer, lots of great movement. Hands down enjoying the game. Where I was last time, I was trying to make my way towards the crazy shadow dash mechanic. I'm trying to get through the black walls in the game.
Shade's Cloak or whatever.
Shade's Cloak, yes. And so I'm trying to go more right. I actually haven't made it there yet. I haven't gotten to play too much, and I kept fighting Hornet for the second time, and I finally beat her, and I became the mark. Like I got like the mark of the king or something.
Oh hell yeah! Okay, good, because so you got to the carcass of the worm.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're starting to touch on some of the big that's kind of a big lore thing.
Yeah.
And the King's Mark or whatever you got, that's going to be an essential part of one of the things that I was saying I wanted you to do later. So it's good that you found that.
Perfect. Wow, that's awesome. But yeah, I mostly, it was funny. I don't know how I missed him, but I literally spent a good overly used chunk of time trying to find the map guy, and I ended up not finding the map guy. I ended up just finding the boss. So that just kind of happened that time. But overall, it was a good fight. Hornet was fun to fight again. It was a lot easier. It was easier in a sense because I had more movement options I discovered against Hornet, which worked very well for me. Having double jump and being able to dash and mistime my double jump, I dodged a lot of her moves super well, and then I would just like downward hit and bounce up and then get another jump and dash. So I kind of stayed in the air for a lot of it.
She's got some tough ones, especially the one where she like jumps in the air and then just
does like the AoE like circle.
Yeah.
That one was really hard. That's probably the only thing that actually did damage to me. That one was pretty tricky. But you actually could time it well enough that you could collide with the thing if you were above her, and you would just bounce and then you could jump and dodge it. It was weird. I figured it out kind of, but yeah. I mean, otherwise, like you said, I found that big carcass and I was in it kind of, right? Like
you went inside it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah. Just to make sure I was like you were saying what I was thinking.
Did it? I'm trying to remember. Did it? It explained what. So do you know what the worms are, or what that worm in particular is?
No, she gave she said it was this it was super. She was kind of really cryptic. I don't think I just finished, so I don't know if I when I leave or something. Maybe there's a cutscene, or I'm not quite sure.
You pick up. Isn't it you pick up whatever it is, and then it starts basically imploding, and then Hornet saves you?
Yeah.
And then she explains after that, but...
I don't remember anything. I'll have to look it up to see if maybe I just wasn't paying attention or something, but I remember her saving me.
Do you want me to just tell you, what it is?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so
it sounds like I missed it the first time.
I think it might have said it there, and if it didn't say it in that moment, it says it around there. Worms are basically ancient beings. They're very, very old, especially compared to all the bugs that live in Hollow Nest now. And that worm in particular, that worm carcass, traveled to Hollow Nest from far away and was reborn as the Pale King.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's why there's all that camaraderie and Hornet's giving you that speech and you get the King's Mark or whatever, is because the Pale King was born from that worm, basically.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I don't remember her talking about that. Also, maybe I either missed it. I either totally missed it somehow, or maybe I just somehow haven't seen it yet. But anyways, again, overall, 100% enjoying it. I've been trying to take my time with it. I've been trying hard not to go crazy, so I've been kind of stopping after each boss. But
yeah. So my game has been Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions. That is the version I am playing on iOS on my iPhone. When we left off,
I had met the Cardinal.
Yeah, we had just met the Cardinal, and we learned about the legend of the Zodiac Braves.
Yep.
So basically, after that, we went to go find the Bert Trading Company because they had kidnapped Mustadio's dad. Yep. So we basically got there. There's a whole cutscene. Mustadio fakes everyone out with a fake aura sight.
Yes.
And basically gives them the fake aura sight. And he's like, psych, I got the real one, bitches.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Nice.
And but that's when we learn that apparently the Cardinal is actually working with the Bert Trading Company. The Cardinal actually has been scheming like a little bitchy schemer.
Oh, yeah.
He's wrapped up in this... Oh, there was a sick cutscene with Delita. Well, basically...
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay,
so basically, all that stuff happens. You get Mustadio's dad back, and the Bert Trading Company goes back to rendezvous with the Cardinal, thinking that they have the aura sight. But then everyone realizes oh shit, that means the Cardinal's bad. The Cardinal has the princess and Lady Ovelia right now, so we gotta race back there and save them. So their approach was we can't go back the way we came, so we have to sail around and approach them from the south or whatever. And right when you get to land, there's a sick cutscene with Delita where he's being all, he's being all cryptic, and
all
like Rams is
angsty,
like,
yeah.
and Rams is like, what is your hand in all of this or something? And he's like, your brother Duke Larg and Goltana and the Cardinal, they're all swept up in a wave of something they don't understand. And I was getting serious Game of Thrones vibes.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, super angst out of him.
Yeah. And then fucking the Cardinal murdered Ludovic. I messaged you when that happened. That was sick.
That was sick, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, I was so surprised when I first played that game. I was like, oh my god.
For a game with such simple graphics, even when it's not like an actual animated cutscene, even when it's just a cutscene where it's just
with the units.
Yeah,
there still?
when it's just the units talking in a room, there's still such like great
direction. And yeah, I know, dude. I totally agree.
When in that scene when like he murders Ludovic, he's like, he approaches him and Ludovic backs up and he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, traitors get rewarded in a different way. And then the screen tilts up and you just hear like the murdering sound effect and the screen goes red.
It's really, dude, it's such a good game. Oh my god.
But anyways, after that I did one more mission where I rescued Lady Ovelia.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
and
nice.
then
Perfect.
after that I tried, I got a little pissed because I accidentally went into the next mission and I wasn't prepared. I wanted to teach my I wanted to at least save, and then I wanted to teach all my people some stuff. But I accidentally clicked on the next mission, which was Gafgarian. When Gafgarian comes back and you get ambushed at the gallows.
Oh yeah! Oh my god, that fight!
I got absolutely butt fucked. I was not prepared at all, and I got wrecked.
But the Time Mages, right? Did the Time Mages mess you up?
Yeah.
Or just Gafgarian?
But all of that. Gafgarian is a fucking nut.
Dude, I know, dude. His blood sword. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny you said that.
So I basically had to take the game over because I hadn't saved beforehand. So I took the game over to make sure that I was still in the same spot, and then I saved, and I was like, I'll try this another time.
Yeah. That fight, you just specifically have to get rid of the supporting characters as quick as possible and kind of like make sure you have a healer near Gafgarian that he somehow doesn't go for, if that makes sense. One thing I want to tell you now, because you're getting close to some moments, my advice is to start having 2 save files. And whenever you save, just save both over, starting now.
I got to be careful. What I try to do is I try to save basically before every
major fight.
Yeah, well, even before every red space, every mission I'll save, and that way because I don't like permadeath and I don't want to lose any of my teammates, so I just have it so that I save, and then if I get to a point where I'm not going to be able to recover one of my teammates, I'll just restart.
Perfect. Okay, there you go.
All right, well, we're all here.
Yeah, we are all here, guys. We need to welcome Gooey to the podcast.
Hello, hi,
Gooey fame.
Thanks for having me.
Why don't you tell the wonderful people some of the stuff you do?
What do? I don't know. My name's Gooey. I play music actually. I play in some bands, but people might know me from Zelda Dungeon. I make videos over there. Mm-hmm. We got our, definitive ranking series and all that fun stuff. And I also host some podcasts, a lot of podcasts. So
yeah, that's pretty cool. Podcasts.
Yeah, that's me.
You're no stranger to the infinite space that is just talking.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't feel like that's particularly a skill I'm good at, but I just like the things I podcast about so much that it's worth it.
It's just easy to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. You're just talking with your bros. Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, the boys.
The boys. Oh my god.
And this is a good episode for that too, because Goo is somewhat of a Zelda expert as well.
Yes. So I think this is going to be a heated, spirited debate between 2 super Zelda fans, and then I'm just going to try to shove
and one casual Zelda fan.
Yeah, and I'm just going to shove some of my strong opinions in and see what happens.
I feel like online things usually can get heated, but when I'm talking in person, I usually am finding the common ground. So
what you're saying is you're a troll online.
or he's a pushover when you actually hear him. Is more.
Yeah, actually, that describes it perfectly. Is that I don't like actual confrontation.
That's fair.
But it's just It's just words in the Discord.
All right.
So I think we should probably get this going.
Yeah.
So can we lay down some like official like rules of what we're judging?
So basically, we are doing a collaborative ranking similar to the way that Ryan and I have done it before. I have grouped the graphic styles / art direction of the Zelda series into 14 separate categories, and I've basically grouped any of the remasters. I grouped it with the original because it's basically the same art direction. Stuff like Four Swords and Minish Cap, I grouped those together because they basically look exactly the same. And I have a box right next to me that's filled with little dinky scraps of paper, and I'm going to be pulling them one at a time, and we are going to be ranking them into a complete list based on the ones that I have pulled already.
I like it.
Yeah. I think I'm excited. This is nice. This is about the same size as our Mario list. So there's like a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
There's gonna be some good debates to kind of mix up in between. So I'm pretty happy for this. I think my only thing still is like I still feel like Four Swords Adventure should just fall under Four Swords. I feel like
that.
I want to keep it separate. I specifically want to keep it separate, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Okay, all right, fine.
Yeah, and there are some of these that are grouped together where there are like important distinctions, but for the sake of the list.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
So I'll start by drawing the first one, and we don't really have to worry about ranking it. The first one is Link's Awakening and the Oracle games, so basically the Game Boy games.
So the Earthbound looking Link is what you're telling me.
Okay. I like that. Yeah.
Gooey, you're a fan of these Game Boy ones, right?
Yeah. We just had today, the day we're recording this, we had our Oracle of Seasons ranking come out, and I gave that game's like art style as a whole like a pretty good. Like I said, it was excellent. And I think I just like this era of Zelda graphics a lot. I love the simplicity and what they did with this style of game, and particularly in the Oracle ones where they now they're on the Game Boy Color, and they really instead of just coloring the game that was already there, like they go a little bit more out there, and they have some pretty vibrant color palettes.
Yeah, they really go all in.
Opposing color schemes in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I really love. That's probably one of my favorite, especially because it's so simple. I love like the display of how that game is, like having like your weapons up right above and everything like that. I really like just overall the feel of that game.
It's nice and concise, and it does have some really good colors and stuff.
I also love the Rock's Feather jump animation in that game so much.
Oh, there is a lot of cool. I didn't think about animations, but there is a lot of creative stuff they came up with.
I absolutely loved how that game moved, but I like the Rock's Feather looked so good. Like I just loved the double. Like that jump was so sweet. So I loved. That was like probably the thing I
once you get the cape too. That's when it's really all bets are off.
Yep. Definitely. All right. So this right now currently is the best and the worst.
Best
Zelda.
and the worst.
Yeah.
The best looking and the worst looking. So I'll draw the second one. We got A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo.
Boy. This kills me.
All right,
this is an instant over Oracles to me. Instant over.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I wanted to jump in and say I definitely want to put this over the Oracles, and it's not for me. It's not over by a huge margin, but I definitely just feel like, it was a home console Zelda game, and they were able to. It's the different. What is it? The 16-bit versus the 8-bit or
8-bit
16-bit versus 32 or whatever. I feel like they were just able to illustrate more what specific objects are, what specific enemies and characters are supposed to look like, as opposed to having a cute little Game Boy graphic, like a cute little sprite, and then having the artwork of what it's supposed to look like.
Oh yeah,
kind of like totally different.
I think there's something to be said for the simplicity, but I mean, this game also does the simplicity. it has more.
Yeah, this is like how I imagine. Whenever somebody says The Legend of Zelda, this is like what I picture in my head still.
Okay.
From like this is probably like one of my favorite 2D old school Zeldas.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I think this is my, you know what I'm saying? Like
A Link to the Past is in my top 5.
Yeah, A Link to the Past is like, I think this is like the quintessential Zelda story to me. I think that this is like, I mean, obviously all of them are very good, but like this is like the one that I think is probably the one deepest in my heart. I definitely want to put it over Oracles.
I think if this game like Zelda didn't exist and you released this today, like this art style and the graphics would pass for like a modern, like they hold up
definitely.
Really well.
Agreed. Totally.
Really
agreed.
People would be like, "Wow, this is a awesome indie, game."
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, right.
Exactly.
Jumping on that bandwagon of like indie pixel art games.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the detailing on like the house and the castles and stuff, and
Yeah.
like, it had like good.
All that
it's
stuff
still
is
had a
so
good-
iconic.
There's
It had such a good depth to it somehow, even though it was
Yeah,
all really short buildings,
definitely.
which is really cool.
little things I'm playing through it right now, and actually there's like when like light shines in from a window inside, it looks awesome. The cloud covering when you're in the forest or when you're in the mountains and you look, you can see down, and they've made little tiny, art, and they have the clouds, like all these little details.
They have like parallax effects basically, like in
Yeah.
the background and especially like overlay stuff like that.
Yeah, I would put it over the Oracles and stuff too, just because it's jaw dropping still.
Yeah, it's like they did so much in that game. Like even like I think one of my favorite things too is like even the mini map of that game showing
Yeah,
everything.
right?
Like mini, I guess like it sounds like weird to say, but like the map feels so good
Map
too,
is
which is a really
awesome.
No,
weird thing
you're
to
totally
say, but,
right, because especially when
but-
you compare it to something like the Oracles or Link's Awakening, like that still has basically a full map, and the illustrations of the map, it's kind of a little bit more abstract,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the Oracles have this too, but I think they're both equal in this, right? But the dual worlds, like, having
Yeah.
to come up with like, we're doing the same area again, basically, but like,
But
a
changing
little
it
different.
completely.
yeah, making it distinct. I think the Dark World looks awesome.
All right, so for now we have A Link to the Past over the Oracles and Link's Awakening. I'll draw the third right now, and we have Breath of the Wild.
Oh, boy.
That's a heavy hitter right there.
I wanted that one to be first, just so it'd be so funny that we didn't have to talk about it. But,
I think we might talk about this a little bit later, but I kind of want to just shoot it right to the top.
This is maybe my favorite looking Zelda game.
I honestly, it's
It's-
probably
so
mine
it's-
too.
so this might be where I'm gonna. So I literally put my little note I have is just beautiful, but not my favorite.
Oh,
All I said about
wow.
it.
All right.
Not my favorite. But I would 100% agree. I think just because you can get like more emotions evoked from looking at like, and like also like
Absolutely.
this is probably the most story driven. Would you guys agree? Like I guess in terms of like showing the depth of the world, I feel like this is like the Zelda that did it the best. Obviously, because it's so
Well,
new. But there's like
I
feel like there's all those other scenes of like Link with everybody else in that game.
That's kind of a point of contention, I feel like, amongst the fans of the Zelda community. A lot of people feel like Breath of the Wild was lacking in story, but I feel like it really excels in like kind of just
Yeah.
exterior
going-
world building
So-
almost.
Like it felt more like a world. I guess world building. Yeah, like you said. I feel like it felt more like an actual world.
Yeah,
Like I was
it
in,
does
like,
really feel like
Totally.
a big full world, and
It was-
I think the
it felt like
graphics
a journey
contribute to that a
almost,
lot.
Yeah,
I think so too.
I think people were
definitely.
going. I mean, what you could say whatever, but I feel like it doesn't have the most like story in terms of if you're counting cutscene time. But to me,
Yeah.
that's not what makes the story in this.
Yeah,
and
I
I do
agree.
agree with you. Yeah,
Stand on a mountain and watch those dragons just move
Yeah,
in
one
the
of
air
one
and
of
tell
the
me it's not
one of the
pretty.
little clips that I put in the list that I sent to you guys was a picture of Link running next to what's the fire dragon's name? I can't remember. Dinral, and it just looks fucking gorgeous.
It just that looks crazy.
Something
good.
that I love about Breath of the Wild is that it for me it strikes the perfect balance between style and realism. Like it's not
Okay.
it's
I could
very
see that.
stylistically intentionally designed. It's got the cell shading going on. It's got a lot of vibrant colors, but at the same time, stuff like environments look pretty realistic.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's kind of otherworldly in a way. I do think it's
That's
realistic, but maybe it's kind of...
it's like surreal almost.
Yeah, it's kind of corny or whatever. It's old hat to say this, but it does evoke to me like a certain Ghibli-esque style to it. Yeah, like
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. Like the kind of like thick lines in some animations, or like smoke from things, and like stuff like that.
Just
like a little bit.
There's like a beauty to it that maybe not like the craft of it, but it just makes me feel the same way.
There's like an open air feel.
Yeah.
Kind of. All right. Well, I'll draw the next one.
Uncontroversial list so far.
So this one,
it's a death match.
This one, we'll see where this goes. This is Four Swords Adventures for the GameCube.
Okay.
So the reason that I wanted to keep this separate is because Four Swords Adventures is unique in the way that it's not really unique. Like, the character designs and a lot of the interface design and stuff like that is basically ripped straight from Four Swords and Minish Cap. But then you have the environments that are based directly on A Link to the Past, and then you have like a lot of weird 3D effects and animations like the fire and puffs of smoke that seem to be inspired by Wind Waker.
I guess actually when you're describing it to me, I can see why you switch it. I guess like I was kind of thinking it more just strictly how the links look more than anything.
Yeah,
so,
the
like,
links, the models for the links seem to be like basically exactly the same as Four Swords.
If you go down like to the sections where you're on the Game Boy screen too, it looks
it looks exactly like
exactly
Four
it.
Swords.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
So all right, so this might be a hot take for me. I this is probably my favorite looking 2D Link. I love the way Minish Cap, like the Minish Cap styling. I want to put it above Link to the Past, but below Breath of the Wild. That's where I would put it. That's my argument.
Wow.
Well, see,
that is a hot take.
See here now. I think Minish Cap is better than this. I would put.
So I agree. So this is the hard part. Like on my list, I literally wrote Four Swords Minish Cap 3/4 for me.
Yeah.
And then I wrote Four Swords Adventures 4/3. You see what I'm saying? Like I would say I think it's below. I think it's below Minish Cap, but that's not here yet. But like that Link, though, I'm fighting for that Link.
So
right
you
want to
put
Link.
You want to put it above A Link to the Past, but below Breath of the Wild right now?
Right now.
What do you think, Goo?
If it was me purely, I would have it at the bottom.
Fight me out.
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right. So
Oracles? No way.
So I have a compromise for you guys because where I want to put it is below A Link to the Past, above the Oracles.
Okay, I mean, I guess if we're gonna meet in the middle,
that's kind of right in the middle.
I could meet in the middle with
that's
that.
the mathematical and diplomatic thing.
Yeah.
That's the diplomatic. Unless you guys want to die on your hills, then.
Well, I want to say my piece about it. I guess.
Yeah.
Please.
I think.
Give me your piece.
So I think the game, it looks no Zelda game. I think looks truly awful or anything. I don't even think this looks close to awful, but I like how it is kind of like a greatest hits of all these things, especially because it, the ideal way to play it, I think, is kind of with a group of Zelda fans, and you get all these references and stuff. But my only thing is that I don't feel like it's really tied together really well. Like it feels like a kind of a collage, if that makes sense. Like you just cut out, the voice of Link from this game, and you cut out the this particular animation or art style, so to me it just on its own it doesn't stand together, whereas like these other games kind of like they have a whole theme that it kind of matches up with. You know
what, I actually totally agree with you on that. It's almost like a Frankenstein of Zelda art styles.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool.
That's a little harsh, but basically something to that effect.
So I'll agree with you on that, only because I'm probably going to fight harder for when Minish Cap comes, because I think Minish Cap also, like the animation of Minish Cap talking to you, but I'll talk about that later when we get to Minish Cap. I can let that go.
Well,
mostly because
hold on now.
I have another chance.
Maybe I'm maybe I'm feeling siding with Goo on this one. Maybe I do want to put it below the Oracles.
That's what I'm saying. Is below Oracles? No.
Oh, wait a minute.
Let's not go that far, because I feel. I think there's no way you could do it. There's so much more, like, I guess, like, I feel like there's more enjoyment out of watching these links move than Oracles overall. Like, I think that a little bit of that's kind of hard for me to judge, just because Oracles is so, like, old, and it's, like, obviously in its creation, so, like, they didn't have as much to work with. But, like, I guess you could argue this for Four Swords as well, but, like, I loved, like, the concept of, like, the links moving together and stuff like that. Like,
that is cool.
The synchronized rolls look really cool. Like, when you did, like, everyone holds their swords and you spin was really cool. Like all that
That's
stuff
true.
was, like,
the links,
like,
I'll give you that, like, they have like that Toon Link characteristic where it's a bit more.
Yeah.
But to me, so I would say, yeah, like, I think the Link, looks more interesting, but the everything else is really what gets me. It's just like, oh, that's they got that character model from the Wind Waker and made it 2D. That's cool.
Yeah.
That is fair.
I just to throw a fork in the mix, I'm going to go back to my original proposal. We put it above the Oracles, below A Link to the Past. Are you guys all right with that?
I strongly disagree, but if it's the diplomatic thing, I'll go with it.
See, you know what? At this point, you're making a good case for it, because at this point I'm going to fight a lot harder for Four Swords and Minish Cap when it comes. But I would say, just for adventures alone, I can agree with it. I'm really more fighting this right now because I love that Link art style, but that Link art style still can be in a better spot with the next one.
So what are we thinking? You want to put it below
honestly? All right, I'll resign. I think we can put it below Oracles. You guys actually made a really good point with that, mostly just because of. I agree with the Frankenstein aspect, and now that you're saying that, and I think about it in that way, I understand.
I have another reference that comes to mind. Are either of you big Pokemon fans?
Yeah,
or at least like familiar with like the art styles of the generations, kind of. So you know how like Gen 4 comes along, and to me that's like the pinnacle of the pixel art era of Pokemon, where like all of the designs are very crisp and they're super illustrative of what that Pokemon is supposed to look like, but it's not over the top. And then Gen 5 comes along, and basically what they do is they decide that instead of having a Pokemon come out, do a little animation, and then stay still as a nice piece of artwork, they're like, let's warp it and make it do a bunch of weird, funky animations, and it makes it look really grainy and weird.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Which gen is this? What's
Gen
the game
5. Like Black and White, Black 2 and White 2.
Black and White.
That's I don't think I've ever seen a second of footage from that game. So
I know exactly what he's talking about, and I
it's just I
totally get
it's
what you mean,
jarring.
though. Yeah, there was some like growing pains, I think, with 2D games from pixel to like whatever now. Yeah.
Yeah, once they were deciding what to do, like once they kind of got to that point where they could make, accurate pixel art, they were like, all right, so should we just start stretching it, or?
So we're gonna give Minish Cap a boost later.
To sacrifice for Four Swords at the bottom.
Okay.
I'll fight later for that.
That's good compromise too, because I don't love Minish Cap either. But I'll
God damn it!
No, it's cool.
Get him out of here!
All right, I'll draw the next one just to keep this moving along. Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link.
All right, this is going on the very bottom. This I'm fighting for. 2D Link with legs is trash. Don't even attempt to be on this. 2D Link this is the Jolly Roger of Zelda.
I need to hear your rebuttal, Goo, because right now I'm kind of siding with Ryan.
No,
I think oh man.
I mean, personally, I would put it above FSA, but like I don't feel strongly enough. Like I think the game looks all right, and it holds up decent for a game from that era, like a lot of Nintendo games do, but it's I don't know, it's not that evocative, really.
See, the reason why I disagree with that is because I think the first Zelda looks to me like I think this to me looks like a Zelda that was like that should just be, if I could pluck it out of the universe and not have it be there, the original Zelda to me still fits. This to me doesn't at all.
No, I mean, yeah, I think I think it would be a disservice to even lump them together graphically. I think the first Zelda looks fantastic
way better.
still. So yeah,
agree.
I'll go with it on the bottom just because I more like just like this era and the vibe of NES games. So like
like the feel of it really.
I would like subjectively rank it a lot higher, but like I just like the era, the 8-bit music, and I love the art style in the booklet and all that stuff. It's just a classic
I
era.
also love like the official art and stuff, but I'm more kind of just thinking of from a gameplay perspective.
Yeah, that's the hard part for me is like I'm thinking of it strictly from like the pixel art perspective and like the little pictures and like the quick speed runs I've seen in the game, like little bits of it, and like 'cause I did not play this one truthfully, so this one like I didn't get any enjoyment.
So it seems like with Zelda 2 that they were basically trying to articulate more visually with the same power as the original, and it doesn't really translate that well for me.
I also think too, like Zelda 1, if you compare it to games like it's so far above and beyond, whereas like Zelda 2 to me kind of like is like middle of the pack, and if you compare it to other side-scrolling NES games, like it actually looks worse than a handful of them, which is like saying a lot for a Zelda game, because usually it's like the top of its console.
Yeah, I like, to me this looks like I'm not sure, maybe this is why they did it, but it really just looks like that like whoever made this really was like in Castlevania at the time.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Like, went for that.
Castlevania is
Simon's
a great example,
Adventure,
though.
right?
It's so much more
Or Simon's
evocative.
Quest.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll stick it right at the bottom.
Yeah,
Womp womp.
please send that into Zelda hell.
All right.
Throw that in your dungeon.
So the next one. All right, let's hear what we have to say about this: Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Ooh, boy.
Both the 64 versions and the 3DS versions.
This one's tough for me because
I agree, this is tough.
they're my two favorite Zelda games of all time.
Yeah.
But yeah, not my favorite style. The like art style doesn't. Maybe it's because they changed them so much for the 3DS versions, and they look great. But like it doesn't give me the same like feeling or nostalgia necessarily. But I mean, I still love playing these games. But if I watch like a clip of like the original N64, it just, that is what hits me, you know. But I don't know. I can't quite explain why it doesn't do it for me as well. Maybe it's just because it is like early 3D. Yeah. I mean, I think it holds up. Even the old blocky graphics like still hold up pretty well compared to its contemporaries. But it's not my favorite.
So
I agree with. Oh no, go ahead, Corey. Actually,
I was just gonna say that like, because these were the first 3D Zelda games, I feel like their roadblock that they were trying to pass was like, how do we make this look like Zelda in 3D? They weren't really focusing on what do we want to do artistically with it. They were more just worried about like, how do we make this look right? And as a result, I feel like it kind of just looks baseline. It just kind of looks regular to me. There's nothing really stylistically fancy about it. You know what I
think
mean?
in Majora's Mask, they pushed it in a cool
Well,
way.
that's true.
I was gonna say
Mask,
Majora's Mask. I think so. I was gonna say I agree. These are like, I really loved these Zelda games. In a weird way, I don't think this is too strong of a link, but I think they have fantastic other character models.
They do.
Like,
that's one thing that I
moon,
love is the
Skull
character
Kid,
design
the
of these
masks.
games.
I think almost everything but Link is really well put together. Like, I like how the Gorons look.
I think even Link
yeah.
looks great.
I don't know. I don't know if his nose is just too pointed at me, but I could never. Or I think it might be the crest of his hair. And again, like I know it's old, so like you have to give him. Well,
that's why
they did a bad job. But
I actually vastly prefer the 3DS versions. I think they did a great job, kind of redoing.
See, I didn't
that.
actually play the 3DS versions actually, so
Yeah.
I should take a peek at that right now.
You mentioned like the Gorons and stuff. Like, also this game created so many iconic characters.
Yeah.
And like they wouldn't be as iconic if not for how awesome they look, you know.
Yeah.
And
the imagery of this game is so iconic. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, I still feel strongly about it. Like, I would still rank it, you know, above some of these games, but
So right now, I'm I would want to put it above, I guess above Oracle's, below Link to the Past right now. I would say the top three right now for me would be Breath of the Wild, Link to the Past, and then Ocarina of Time / Majora's Mask. That's where I would put it.
I would
Okay.
I would put it above A Link to the Past, below Breath of the Wild.
Oh.
Okay.
What are you thinking, Goo?
Well,
This is the nice thing with the 2 of 3. Honestly, I will literally, if you agree with one of us, then let's go for it. To go on to the next one. This is the great thing about.
I feel like my opinion is subject to change. Like whenever our ranking video on Zelda Dungeon comes out, I might rank it different than some of these. But I'm down with the below A Link to the Past, above Oracle's, just because again I think the game it holds up pretty well. But like A Link to the Past, it's still kind of mind blowing in a lot of ways.
That's true.
And even
to me,
my thing to struggle with was like some of the Oracle artwork also blows my mind at times too, just with how much they got out of it. So I was almost like, do I go lower than that? But I don't know. Yeah. Maybe not.
I think Ocarina of Time is just too iconic to have it go. And Majora's Mask to that extent too.
So I think pretty much my decision behind it is I think both universes feel really complete together, but I just like the Link to the Past Link better than the Ocarina.
He's got the pink hair.
Yeah, who couldn't love that pink hair?
Dude, that pink hair is awesome. Like, I don't know, that Link feels so...
Does Ocarina of Time Link turn into a bunny? I don't think so.
You know, I guess another thing I hit on is I have probably played both of these games like 50 times.
Yeah.
I play Ocarina of Time about 5 times a year, so it's like maybe I'm just used to it, you know. Like if I like I did with A Link to the Past, I'm playing it again for the first time in about a year or two, and you know, kind of every time it's like a new, fresh experience.
Mm-hmm.
The nostalgia is like washed away a bit with Ocarina because I'm like always like, yeah, this is a great game.
I feel that too. All right, so drawing the next one. Ooh, this is a nice one. Link's Awakening for the Switch.
Ooh.
This I have not picked up yet.
Have you watched like gameplay and stuff like that, Ryan?
I haven't seen gameplay. I've seen images, and I've seen like I love something I noticed immediately when I saw the trailer was like the shadows. I just love the shadows in this game. Like, instantly. I don't know why. So that was something that to me like instantly caught my eye. Looking at Link's Awakening.
I want to go on a little spiel and pitch something to you guys. For me, let's hear me out because
you're wrong. You're wrong.
No, wrong. Pass. This game, all of the models, basically all the visuals in this game, I think they look fantastic, especially for a game being on the Switch, which isn't the most powerful in terms of like graphical fidelity or anything like that. I feel like this illustrates what these models and what these environments are supposed to look like incredibly well. All of the lighting is great. All of the shadows are great. All of the colors are vibrant and beautiful. And on top of that, even if we can just agree that baseline from that perspective, it visually looks great. The art direction in this game is fantastic. Mm-hmm. They make so many great artistic choices, like the little tilt shift effect to make it look almost dreamy, the little, some of the shines that come off the models to make it look like everyone's a little toy in a little toy box or diorama. I feel like that really sets this game on another level. And for me, I would put this right below Breath of the Wild.
Ooh, okay. So that's the part he tried to sneak in really quick after talking about it so much. He gave me a Highlander speech. I
guess one thing I would echo off of that is the diorama thing. Like with the original, they had the task of like, we're going to update the original Link's Awakening, which is a very small game. And, you're contained in these tiny screens, these little, 8x8 screens or whatever it is. And it's like, how do we do that without making it feel small? And instead they leaned into that. They're like, no, this is a small game, and it does feel like
it's a Game Boy game. You're looking at it on a small screen. Let's make it feel like these are small little characters in a small, cute little world.
Yeah, and it goes along with, it ties into the gameplay so much, and the sound design. Like the game feels way different than the original Link's Awakening to me. So like it's almost a different game in that sense, the way it plays. But what's cool about it is your movements are now very slight. There's a lot of physics with it now, and it really does feel like you're kind of knocking around these little toys. You're moving around. I just think they did a really good job of integrating everything as a whole.
I agree.
So like I said, since not playing it, but I see exactly what you guys are talking about. Like again, like when I first saw the trailer, I instantly in my head was almost like, this is like the childlike dream of whoever first made Link's Awakening, like what it wanted it to like look like almost. Like I feel like,
and
you know what I'm saying? Like it feels really like revived is such a good way to look at how this.
And
is.
It really is. Obviously this looks completely different, but at the same time, if you really think about it, this is a really good modern realization of what those little photographs in the Game Boy Color version look like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
like the style is very similar.
A better word.
It also ties into the theme of, or like elements of the story. Like part of the back in the day playing it was like, for one, Link the character he's like meeting these characters who remind him of things, or he's seeing enemies he's dealt with before, like the nightmares at the end of the game. You fight Aghanim and Ganon, or you're meeting, he confuses Marin for Zelda in the beginning. But then, like, they put you in those shoes, too, because you're meeting characters who look like Mario, Wart, you're fighting Goombas, and it really ties strongly into this whole, like, is this just a dream, or, what is this dream, what does this mean? And I think by making it these little toy figures, like, it enhances that aspect of it, too. Especially now that you have, like, realistic Goombas.
Yeah. And one last thing I want to say about it is, Ryan, I don't know if you've watched the trailer or any of the cutscenes, but that stuff, that visual drawn, like anime art style, is in the actual game, so that totally counts for the art direction and graphical style, I would say.
Okay, that's actually, I did not know
that is only in the beginning and the end when you're not in the dream.
Yeah, so that adds to that whole, the whole dream effect of it too.
Yeah, you're this like edgy anime Link, and then you shipwreck and you become a toy.
I see the thumbnail. I'm looking at the thumbnail on YouTube, and I see it like just moving a little bit. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right,
so I could agree with you guys. I that could be that's a strong agreement. It's a very, 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 very strong.
What were you thinking Zelda. About it, like ranking wise?
Ranking wise, so I actually pretty much was in the same boat as you guys, because I think this game's beautiful enough that it needs to be high up. I just wasn't sure if I wanted to put it above. I wasn't sure if Link to the Past was just strong enough to hold out, but I kind of want to put it below it. I think Link to the Past should be getting down there.
Okay. So a Link to the Past below the new Link's Awakening.
Yeah, but not as good as Breath of the Wild.
I'll back that. I don't know what I would have said before we started talking about it, but then we talked me into that spot as well. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, good.
Oh yeah, there you go. Your highlighter speech
worked. My pitch worked.
It worked.
That's why I told you before we started recording. Like, I tried to make a list for myself, but then I was like,
It's hard.
I can't do it. We just gotta get the words out there.
All right, next one is A Link Between Worlds and Triforce Heroes for the 3DS.
Nice. I loved A Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, it was a great game.
That game, I remember I kind of raced Corey.
We had a little speed race thing.
I remember that. Corey ended up crushing me. I was really upset.
Didn't you not even finish?
No. First off, I did finish that game. What happened was we were super close head to head for I think. I don't even know. I think maybe 2/3 of the game, maybe only half of the game.
Yeah, that sounds
right. And then, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure I joined a Dota 2 league or something at that time, and Overwatch just came out, and I started playing a bunch of Overwatch, or it was something like that. And I pretty much just dropped my 3DS that I bought. I have the A Link Between Worlds 3DS. I have that one.
Nice.
Nice.
As my 3DS. So like I was like super hyped to get it. I remember playing it like every single day, and I was like going toe to toe with Corey, which felt great.
I remember when the trailer dropped for it, and you could download it on your 3DS and watch it in 3D. It was so dope.
It was so dope. I love this art style so much, personally. I think this is a super good art style.
So I might have said that this was one of my favorite top-down styles. That is until Link's Awakening for Switch.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is a really, really clean look. They do a really good job. Like, I don't know why, like, the roundness of the game, if that makes sense. I love, like, I also really weird way to describe it, but that's what I like a lot about this game, is, like, the circularness of it. I also love, is it Ravio? Is that the rabbit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love Ravio's character. He's so funny. He's awesome. He looks so good.
I love this game, actually. The art style to me looks really good, but I'm not like jazzed on it. I think they did a good job of like translating A Link to the Past into like a 3D top-down kind of view, but something about it is like very like new Super Mario Brothers to me. Where it's like,
Ooh, that's a good way to look at it too, actually.
It's like,
That's what, just seeing like, I'm just going back to Link's Awakening for Switch, just seeing how something similar to that could be done in a way that's so much more artistically driven and just visually more appealing. It does make me kind of look back at A Link Between Worlds and be like, oh, huh.
Yeah,
That's
it
all
feels...
right.
I feel like this is too harsh of a word, but it feels a little uninspired. But that's not even accurate, too, because some of the stuff they came up with like Low Rule and like some of that like is distinct enough from the Dark World that is kind of cool, but it's a little less unique. Yeah.
But the fact that it is basically inspired by A Link to the Past visually from, that was their baseline, and then they were like, okay, so now what do we do on top of that?
Mm-hmm.
So
but I don't
thinking ranking.
Yeah, I would at least put it below that for me.
Below
A Link, but like maybe even lower.
I would put it lower. I would honestly, I would say, I think maybe in honor of Gooey, I might even put it below Oracles if Gooey likes Oracles better than this. I would probably give it to him.
I would argue for that, actually, because I I do feel like that style it's more inspired and unique because they had to come up with something,
but if we're thinking about it that way, it was Link's Awakening first, and then a colored version, and then after those steps, they were like, all right, now let's do the Oracles.
Right.
So that kind of had like two like baselines to go off of.
Yeah, but sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so like my argument for it is that like what's kind of hard with some of like these 2D ones that have been kind of like remade and there's all like it's like similar, either the same or similar map and stuff like that, is that like I don't want to keep arguing the same points against them with all multiple different games, because then they're just going to be so grouped together of like the same type of world is going to be really close in ranking. And I feel like out of those, I think like if I wanted to pick a Link to the Past or a Link Between Worlds, like which one's better overall, I think A Link to the Past is better, and I feel like Oracles needs to have some strength in like even in its like art style, like within this list anyways.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying with that?
Yeah. I can see that.
Like I guess it's a kind of like a dry answer to it, because like that makes me want. It almost sounds like I'm just sacrificing A Link Between Worlds to go lower on the list, because it is good, but I don't know. I think.
Well, so you guys convinced me to put it lower than I originally wanted to. I think it was.
Okay.
I think it was high on my list that I had originally. It was a good amount higher. Right now, I would say I'm comfortable putting it in between Ocarina and Majora and the Oracles and Link's Awakening.
I can roll with that, honestly. 'Cause I feel like Ocarina does the more interesting, we translated Zelda to 3D,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. For what they had to.
Yeah.
I did watch
that.
There's like a boundary break on A Link Between Worlds, though, and they did come up with some creative stuff. So
that's true.
I want to give it
very
credit.
True. Is that they have, it's not fully top down. They have that weird 30-degree tilt thing.
Everybody's like leaning.
Yeah.
So below Ocarina.
Okay,
It's
gotcha.
not in my heart, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But for the sake of the list. But
Yeah, I think we're more.
we'll just do a brief overview. Right now, we have Breath of the Wild sitting at number 1. Number 2, Link's Awakening for the Switch. Number 3 is A Link to the Past. Number 4, Ocarina and Majora. Number 5, A Link Between Worlds / Triforce Heroes. Number 6, Link's Awakening and the Oracle games. 7, Four Swords Adventures. And 8, Zelda 2. And
Thank God. Sorry.
Oh, boy.
I just need to. I need.
the next one,
That needs to go lower.
the next one is The Wind Waker.
Oh boy.
This is a
Okay,
this is a
guns
big
are-
this is a
guns
heavy
are-
hitter.
Guns are coming out. Guns are coming out.
You-
I love this art style. Oh my
I do
God.
too.
This. I am.
Me too.
I want. Okay, so. This is hard because I've played infinitely more time in Wind Waker than Breath of the Wild, so I want to put it above Breath of the Wild because I think it's
Wow.
just a very, 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 very complete Zelda. I think it's one of the most complete worlds.
Well, we're talking about
yeah,
we're talking about art style, fella.
I know. So, but even so, like, I love the line art of Wind
It
Waker.
really is gorgeous. Yeah, Goo, you might have to talk me
So
down,
much.
otherwise Ryan is going to talk me into putting it at number 1.
So Wind Waker, I think before some of these more recent games came out would have been my number 1, but I think there's something about like that. Basically, that speech you gave about Link's Awakening to me is like I feel like Link's Awakening I could argue is the most like beautifully crafted Zelda game.
Yeah, like intentionally artistically driven.
Yes, and then like with Wind Waker, I mean it is amazing, but I do feel like it loses a little bit with some of the. I don't know. I guess there is again something to be said about simplicity, but I do know they like reuse a lot of stuff throughout the game that kind of gets repetitive a little bit in terms of like what you're looking at. You know, it's like okay, here's another thing that looks like this. Maybe that has more to do with gameplay, but I do feel like there is something about that.
That's kind of fair.
That is kind of fair, but like I feel like all of like the characters, especially all like the people you see on like on Outset, right? Outset Island. Am I going?
Yeah.
No, not
Outset,
yeah,
Windfall.
like yeah, Windfall. That's what I was thinking of though. But like I feel like I don't know, like just all the designs of those characters felt.
Yeah, character
like,
design.
Like
That's
I loved
true.
almost
It's
every single.
top-notch.
Like I think this is one of the Zeldas where I like literally loved every single character design except for the kid with the booger, but that's probably
Zill.
about it. But like otherwise, like if I just Googled right now Wind Waker Zelda and I'm just looking at the cover screen of it, and like I just like all of it is
Well,
perfect.
so that's something that I think is an interesting thing to point out is that in terms of if you kind of group, I know we said we weren't really talking about official art, but if you're kind of talking about grouping official art and graphic style together, I feel like this game is the most similar with its official art. Like I feel like translating that official art into a video game would would yield this art style. I think it translates really well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, though that's
All right, well-
that's not exactly for me important, if that makes sense. Like I love how distinct the A Link to the Past art style is from the game. I'm not trying to make an argument for it. I would put it above A Link to the Past, obviously, but like I just love. Yeah.
Right now I would fight for either one or two. I'd even let it go because Breath of the Wild is such a titan of a good looking game that it's really hard not to just. The only reason why I want to put it above it is because I personally like the game better. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like the Breath of the Wild still is like it's almost too good. Like it's clearly the top. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard.
I think that's fair, but Goo, I want to throw a point at you. You were saying that sometimes in Wind Waker it could be because of the gameplay, but sometimes in Wind Waker it feels like you're kind of looking at a lot of the same. But I think there's something to be said about the fact that this game, in comparison to Link's Awakening, gives you a lot more freedom in terms of what you're looking at. Because of the fact that it's a 3D game and you're in a 3D space, you can choose to look at whatever you want. You you can basically be your own camera director and be like, I want to, as if you're tired of that same over the shoulder shot of sailing, you can make it the free camera and then do like a nice little side profile shot of Link and the King of Red Lions just cruising along.
Sure, yeah.
Whereas with Link's Awakening, it's top down the whole way. And once you're intimately familiar with the overworld, it is, once you're like, say, 8 hours into Link's Awakening, you might not be blown away by the visuals anymore.
Yeah, maybe. I think with Link's Awakening, though, like enough unfolds as you go throughout it that it's like, okay, now I'm talking to this goat, or now, and there's always something that, especially if you've played the original, that like surprises you about like the way they did it, or even if you didn't, I think
you can talk to fish in the Wind Waker.
Yeah, you talk to the same fish over and over.
You can talk to a big fish, Jaboon.
Jaboon. Go talk to my boy Jaboon.
I think somehow in this discussion of Wind Waker, I've like convinced myself that Link's Awakening should go above Breath of the Wild. I don't know how that happened, but I don't know. I think with these top 3 games, all of them they also have this extra element of like being a really complete package. Even with the Link to the Past, somewhat, where like it's not just the art style, it's not just the gameplay, but also like the music matches the art style so well. Like
it all works together.
When I see Wind Waker's art style, I also hear the music.
That is something to be said. I don't really have that feeling so much with Link's Awakening.
Oh, I absolutely do, because they have all the little like music box toy sounding instruments. I feel like I think it's pretty strong. But when I do think the Wind Waker is so much more distinct in that regard. I don't know.
Where are we putting it, boys?
I don't care where this goes, actually, as long as it's up top.
I want to say in between Breath of the Wild above Link's Awakening.
That.
All right, I'll agree to that.
Yeah, I just love Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
so
it is. Yeah. Well, for me, I totally get what you're saying about like wanting to put Link's Awakening like really high up because of like the style. But for me, what it always keeps coming down to is just the fact that, Breath of the Wild and the Wind Waker are 3D games. And I feel like that just lends itself to cinematic direction better.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Like, that's not... Yeah, that doesn't even
it sounds like it's more preference-based.
All right.
So that's a bogus point, so no.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
I'm putting my foot down.
Take it back. All right.
So I guess we'll stick it so it's number 2 now? So it's Breath of the Wild, Wind Waker.
Let's keep this moving.
Keep the train going.
Skyward Sword for the Wii.
Okay. This one I did not play pretty much at all. So unfortunately, I'm going purely off of what it looks like to me. And I still think Link's lips creep me out.
Oh my god, me too, dude.
That is the thing that I remember from the trailer. And I just looked it up and I was exactly right. Link's lips creep me out.
When I was saying that Breath of the Wild strikes the perfect balance between style and realism, for me that's what Skyward Sword was for a while.
Same, yeah, totally.
But even with that, like you're saying, Ryan, I love the character designs, but Link's lips freak me out.
They freak me out, dude. I think, I don't know. I'm like looking at Google Images right now just so I can see like little just so I can see things of it now. Like I'm seeing little like fight scenes and stuff like that. It looks like a good game, although dude, I don't know. I couldn't get past that. I remember seeing the trailers and but the flying and some of the animals.
Well, that's the thing is that cool. This one is another one that is very intentionally, artistically styled to the point where they intentionally make background images look like they're watercolor paintings.
Yeah, it's pretty beautiful in that regard.
And the colors are gorgeous too.
The soundtrack just is sounds perfect with the visuals. It's another one of those where it's like the aesthetic is all around pretty whole, I think.
Where
But
would
yeah.
you put it, Go?
Breath of the, this is hard. I think it's towards the top, but yeah, Breath of the Wild did kind of knock it down for me a bit, where I was like, oh, this
Yeah.
did what I was hoping, but a lot better. So
There are certain things where I feel like it didn't age that well. Maybe like some of the textures don't look great anymore. And I
yeah,
you know,
but that could just get a. I feel like some of that stuff, if you see it on a emulator, like you can see like, okay, if they like
If they-
remade
yeah.
this, it would look a lot better. Basically, it's like technology holding it back a little.
Yeah.
I don't know where to put it. Someone else throw out a spot.
All right, I'm gonna say either right. I want to say you go, Ryan.
I would say my vote as the total casual vote is I think it should be below Link to the Past, above Ocarina of Time Majora's.
Yeah, so I was gonna say either below A Link to the Past or above A Link to the Past.
That's exactly where I am too with it. I couldn't think about it. I think again, just because it's hard because I've played the other one better or more.
All right, Goo, you make the
I
decision.
think-
We're handing the power to
Yeah.
you.
You
Oh
pick it.
gosh, this is tough.
Above or below? Come on, 2D man. I know you're gonna pick the right one.
Yeah, let's put A Link to the Past above, because I feel like
Let's go.
It's more iconic.
I also
it's more
I feel
iconic.
like there's better representation of it in Breath of the Wild,
That's
and
true.
I want to keep A Link to the Past as it's like the highest pixel art one. And I feel like we got to keep that up there for a while.
Oh, Minish Cap.
Oh, shoot.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
My voice is coming
We'll
out.
see
soon.
once we get there. Next one. Moving on. Twilight Princess.
Oh
Okay,
boy.
this is.
I wonder what Andy would
all
say.
right. So I actually I want to hear you guys first. Go ahead.
I actually think this game looks really good. I don't.
Thank
I
God.
think I really don't like the "it's too brown" argument. I think that's just ignorant.
Oh boy.
This is my favorite Zelda art style out of all
Holy
of them.
cow.
All right, it's not my favorite.
Listen, you're not as edgy as I am, especially when this game came out. Okay, so let's get one thing straight, dude. All right, first off, Minda is bae. Wolf Link looked so cool. I think one of the arguments I have that I don't like about it is that, especially in like the Twilight world, obviously it is the Twilight world, but like
Yeah.
the lighting was like uncomfortable
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's kind of gross.
But like that's kind of what it was meant to be at the same
That's
time.
true.
But like
That's true.
I absolutely like, dude, this is the best Ganondorf. Fight me. I'm sorry.
He
This
does
is the
look
best
pretty
looking
cool,
Ganondorf. Fight me on this. No, like.
Goo,
oh my
are you
God.
are you
Also,
lower
like,
on the Twilight
I'm much
Princess
lower.
visual?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. I don't buy the too brown necessarily, but I think just in general I feel like a lot of the color, and it's intentional, but it's like kind of desaturated a lot, and
Yeah.
it just kind of is stale to me. And I did used to love when this game came out. I was crazy for it, but I think just over the years it's kind of,
like washed away.
once we did get like Skyward Sword and then eventually Breath of the Wild, I was like, I don't need every Zelda game to be like pretty and stuff like that, but those did just kind of set a standard that I liked a lot more, and my love for Wind Waker grew a lot more as far as the art style goes.
Yeah. Well, I think it's something to be said that this is probably the one Zelda game that was trying the most to look realistic. And it's really not trying to look like realistic by any means, especially if you look at some of the character designs. But it's when compared to the other games, it is the one that tries and
Yeah.
make the world feel a little less like a picture book.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I would like a lot of like. I feel like if I like, I'm looking at like images now just to like refresh myself. But like when I look at that Master Sword, when I look at that Master Shield, when I look at Link's outfit, like all of that looks like any cosplay I'd see of Link.
That's
now.
pretty true.
Yeah.
This is like almost this is to me is like the modern iconic.
I think it is
I think
pretty
also-
striking visually.
It is. I think one of the reasons why I'm so biased towards this too, and Corey will laugh a little bit, is that because I play Project M, this is the Link and Zelda I see
it's
all
the
the time.
Smash.
So like this is exactly what I think of every time. Like this Princess Zelda to me too. Like I love the like everything about the way Princess Zelda looks too. I think is like this is probably one of my favorite Zeldas as well. which is why like this one I want to put like I want to put it very high up. Like this is in my top 3 to me.
Wow.
But I think you guys are going to disagree with that, and
I think I'm a little closer to the middle.
For the collaboration of it, I get it, but like I don't know, man. This has like all of these. Like best Ganon fight me, best Zelda fight me.
For the list, Goo, where would if you were able to choose, where would you?
Mine would go much lower. It's not totally in the like uninspired territory that I carved out, but like it's just not. I don't know. It just doesn't really click with me necessarily. Again, I don't like the desaturation of a lot of it. I think it kind of looks stale. I think, oh, you're in Kakariko Village, and that's a bunch of brown, or even the Twilight Realm. I like the when you actually go to the Twilight Realm, to the palace. I think that's got cool visuals with like the blue Tron lines and stuff. But I don't. Yeah, when the area is covered in Twilight and you have to be using your senses, so it's like another layer on top of that. Of like a weird filter.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's like,
okay, that is a good point.
It's like taking two weird Instagram filters on top of it.
But like the light spirits were so cool.
They are
like,
cool.
The designs they had when you first saw
so
them,
here's the thing is that even if you don't personally vibe with the art direction of this game, I don't think it's a stretch to say that this is a very cohesive game stylistically.
Yeah. Let me just tell you where I would put it. And you can disagree. I'm just going to tell you. I would put it above Four Swords Adventures.
Oh, my heart. Oh, my God. Oh.
But that's just for feeling it out.
Listen to this. To me, Twilight Princess is Tim Burton presents Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's jarring, it's a little weird, it's not always visually pleasing, but it's kind of intentionally meant to be a little wonky.
To me, it's more Tim Burton's Dumbo than it is Tim Burton's Beetlejuice, if that makes sense. like I like it conceptually what it's going for. It just, to me, it doesn't nail it. That's all.
Gooey, your voice is just so nice and pleasant, but you're just shitting on favorite Zelda style.
Why did you invite me on this podcast with this cretin? That's just what I'm saying. Like, we can let's work out some middle ground, though.
Well,
right?
so
Corey's in the middle.
I'm right. I would place it right near the middle, anyways, and I think that's going to be what we have to do because Ryan wants near the top and you want closer to the bottom.
Listen, I will. All right, I will. This is my Shark Tank.
Okay.
I'll give it above Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, but lower than
Skyward Sword.
No. Sorry, I take that back. I meant anything as long as it's above Skyward Sword. Is what I was trying to say.
I would love to do that just to make Andy mad. Our pal over at Zelda Dungeon loves Skyward Sword but hates Twilight Princess.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, it's like, to me, I always compare those two really closely to each other, and I think I just love the concept of Twilight Princess more than Skyward Sword, but that's very biased of me because, again, like, 100% did not play Skyward Sword. Like, I definitely should at some point, but I haven't, so.
I'm going to say below Ocarina of Time.
Oh, all right. I'll let it go.
Wow. Hold on. Well,
what do you think, Goo? I don't really want to go much lower because on my list I had it above Ocarina of Time.
I'm okay with above because your compromise before was actually above Skyward Sword. So I'll go above Ocarina because I'll give it that if for people who are like at the time were like we want to see Ocarina but modern,
but edgy and
dark. Yeah.
So one more thing too that I think is a big pro that people can't really take away from Twilight Princess. I think the only game to portray beautiful landscapes better than Twilight Princess is Breath of the Wild. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I shit you not. There were literally times where in Twilight Princess, in-game, I would take the time out of my day to set myself up on a nice spot so I could watch the sunrise over Lake Hylia. Just because it's that gorgeous.
Yeah, when you're coming down on the Kuko game, floating down.
Yeah. It's
looking
awesome.
at it. The Hot Lake Highland music's pretty.
Dude, the fishing
Damn.
hole with the different seasons, like when it's spring
you're speaking
and
my
stuff.
language now.
It's awesome.
Yeah, see, now it sounds like this is way above Skyward Sword. So.
We're putting it below Skyward Sword just to keep the list moving
Damn it.
along.
All right.
I feel bad about this one.
That's all right.
Let's keep going.
We'll see what Andy says about this. We have 3 left. The next one
Oh, boy.
is Phantom Hourglass and Spirit
Guns
Tracks.
out. Oh, so this one to me is I'm like.
Let's chuck this to the
I
bottom.
Thank you. This is really, really shittily connected shapes of Wind
Yeah,
Waker.
Yeah.
I agree. I actually do think this is where a distinction matters. I feel like they did a lot more with Spirit Tracks, like to make it a bit more pleasant.
Then Phantom
Yeah.
Hourglass,
Really?
I could see that.
Yeah,
could
I
see
think
that.
I think with the art style, I think they excelled, or like they kind of went somewhere with it. That maybe it's just because you're on a train, but I feel like a lot of the characters and
That's
like
true.
areas they did a lot more. It's a bit more colorful and like distinct as opposed to Phantom Hourglass. So I feel like it's a bit more. Yeah, we made this weird blocky Wind Waker.
I think one of the reasons why I just don't like it too much, and it's also to their defense, it's kind of hard because it's on the 3DS.
Yeah,
but
it's on the
3DS
DS.
butchered the style.
It's not even the
or
3DS.
DS. Sorry, you're right. You're right. It's not the 3DS. I meant to say the DS. Everything on the DS screen had just a really bad look to it normally.
Yeah.
Anyways, with the exception of like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, I think looks really good.
Yeah,
I think but otherwise, like Zelda, like dude, like I don't know, it just.
I mean, it's
like Link looked bad. His eyebrows looked.
even.
horrible.
I'll
Like,
agree with you, Goo, that now that you're making me think about it, Spirit Tracks definitely makes some, I think, a little bit smarter artistic choices. But if we're talking about graphics, which like
the
you know,
graphics are bad. Yeah,
obviously, that's something that could be fixed with like a remake or something, but this was because of the DS, like they're trying to portray like a 3D-ish, like a 2.5D-ish thing with like 3D models, and I just don't think it works.
it
that
looks
well.
awkward. Is it dead last? Is that what we're saying?
I would put it above Zelda 2, actually.
I put it above Zelda 2
Yeah.
because 2D Link with legs is not
I
happening.
I feel like they both hold up about as well, but I feel like Spirit
Yeah.
Tracks at least had some choices.
At least it looks like Wind Waker.
Oh,
a
okay.
little bit, so that's why it's better than Zelda 2. Listen, Wind Waker itself, just the tricklings and crumbs of Wind Waker's
Yeah.
name makes this better than Zelda 2.
All right, so we'll put it above Zelda 2 then.
All right.
Listen, I will not go to bed tonight unless Zelda 2's
We got
Oh,
2
boy.
left. Next one,
2 left.
Minish Cap / Four Swords.
Oh, here it is.
All right, guns out,
All right,
guns
Ryan,
out. All right,
just
all right.
let's just shoot it at us.
I know. I already know where the line is that you guys won't even hear me.
I
so I'm
di-
just gonna,
don't.
just-
I don't
No,
think that's
no,
true. I
speak
love
your heart.
Minish Cap.
I'm gonna shoot for the next best thing. I think it should be right now. It should be 4th. It should be above A Link to the Past, below A Link's Awakening Switch. I believe is what it is.
Okay, you've already taken
and-
the compromised position. I can see where you're coming from.
Amazing Zelda. Like, oh my god, it is. It's dude. I feel like Link has so much more emotion in this one, especially with the Minish Cap as your partner. Is like I don't know, but like that emotion gives like I can see it in like the way that the game is. And again, like this is like this is my favorite 2D Link. I love the way this Link looks. Like sprite wise, oh, it's so good.
I'm kind of on board with you a little bit. I love the way that Minish Cap looks, and I feel like this is something where they kind of took, because this is post introduction of Toon Link and that style of Zelda. I feel like this translates that style to a 2D game super well.
Yeah, I don't. I feel similarly about it as I do like something like Four Swords Adventures, where like some of the things transposed into the 2D like don't work for me. But I appreciate you going with a compromise position. So I might be I might be okay with agreeing to it just based on that.
So my argument position that I wanted was above Link's Awakening Switch, and
Oh,
one of the
okay.
reasons why I think so is because that like this game does a really good job of making you, when you go small, making you feel really small, especially when you go into
Oh, that's
areas
totally-
where the
I didn't even
detailing of
think
you
about
being
that, honestly.
tiny is really good, and then when you leave somewhere, like and your normal size,
And you're just a little
everything's-
speck.
Yeah, exactly. Like
You-
dude, it all feels so
that's
good.
totally true. When you shrink down to Minish size, it it feels like spatially you are very small in like a very big space. Like when you're walking on books and like there's giant candles next to you and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's awesome. They do it so well on both scales, like perfectly.
And that's just with 2D sprites. You know.
Hey, yeah. You know, Corey, you're a smart man. I think you're right. We should put it above Link's Awakening Switch.
Well, hold on. I was meeting you in the compromise
going
position.
Damn it.
For me, I would put it either above or below A Link to the Past.
I'm telling you, my vote is above. My vote's above. Number 4.
I would have gone much lower, but I'm okay with this.
You're okay with above A Link to the Past?
I personally would have put it somewhere above like A Link Between Worlds or something. But
well, so why don't just to compromise a little bit? Why don't we put it below A Link to the Past? Just so that no one can be happy.
No. I'm okay with agreeing to this because of the Four Swords Adventures knock you took earlier. I feel like that was
there was a bargain.
A good diplomatic move. I'll want to return the favor in good faith.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, a bargain was made.
I'll put it right above A Link to the Past then.
I strongly disagree, but it's okay.
Let's round this out with the final and original Zelda game, Zelda 1.
Zelda 1, wow, ends with Zelda 1.
I love this art style, actually. I think it's still cool. It's cool.
Where do you
want to
go?
Oh my gosh, this is tough.
I originally had this lower on my list, but I think I can appreciate where you're coming from, so I'd be down to put it a little higher.
This is what started it all.
If I was looking on my list, it would go higher than something like Minish Cap, for example, but if I'm going based on the list now and I just had to throw it in, I'd put it below A Link to the Past, for example.
What do you think, Ryan?
So he's throwing shots at my predictions.
I put it 2 below.
So,
the reason why is I think it's so iconic and classic, and I think it still holds up. Like I also think if this was released today, it would be like, wow, this is a really weird, quirky indie game. Maybe.
Indie game. I could see that.
Yeah, that's true.
But like the sprites, like I have a friend who has a shirt of this that's just all the enemy sprites, like in a grid on a shirt with their names under it, and it's like, cool. You could just do that because they look cool. Like it's kind of like the original Super Mario Brothers sprites. Like they just like define classic gaming, you know.
I really want to give this a good spot because of how classic, and this is what started it all. So, you know, like obviously it deserves its OG. It's got some OG clout. You know what I mean?
That's
like
true.
it has to get somewhere. But I don't want to give it that much credit only because like, so this is the hard part with this rating, and the reason why we're ranking Zelda is because Zelda's a beautiful game series, and obviously I want to Zelda as a whole. Its strongest games are ones that are a little bit more modern just because they could do it. So like I feel like I don't want to just give the OG title too high and knock other games that did a good job down only because it was the first one. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to put it below A Link Between Worlds. That's where I would put it. But I don't know if that's too low for you, and I respect.
Well, for me it's not just from my point of view, it's not just that it was the first. Like I do think it's still, like, it looks iconic for a reason, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like,
I see. I could
like,
see
you're
that.
never, I don't think it's ever, like, certain old games you look at and it's like, I can't tell what this sprite is supposed to be, if that makes sense.
Well,
what this
that's
square.
something that I was going to say is that it's not like this for me because I've played this game many times and I'm very intimately familiar with The Legend of Zelda, that I know what all the sprites are supposed to be. Mm-hmm. But I feel like if you took someone who wasn't a Zelda fan, they might not know what the sprites are supposed to be. I don't think this game was great at portraying what they're supposed to be. Like it's like something like a like. You know, the sprite for that, we understand that it's supposed to be kind of like this like gelatinous weird like donut hole sucking pancake thing, but like it's when I'm looking at the sprite right now and it just kind of looks like a stack of pizzas.
Maybe that one. Yeah.
Well, that was just an example, but
That's a weird kind of enemy anyway, though. I think a lot of the enemies have a lot of personality.
I'd agree with that, but another example, how about Lynels? Because Lynels are supposed to be like fearsome beasts with like torsos of lions, like human lions with like horse lower halves, and like in this game they don't. I don't really think they look like that.
Well, get hit by a sword beam from one, and then we'll see.
That's true. They are tough.
No, I can come around to that a little bit, but I will say there's some anecdotal evidence. But I got an NES Classic a couple years ago and was set it up and let my 5-year-old niece play the game, and she was like, "Oh my God, the snake's coming at me!" Like, if a 5-year-old in 2018 can figure out what it is, obviously not every enemy, but
that's fair. Maybe there are some a little bit more out there examples. But right, but so by and large, it is pretty good at that.
I'll give you below Twilight Princess.
I would say above Twilight Princess.
Whoa! All right.
You're just harping on my Minda right now.
I'll bump it up a little bit.
That's awesome. I would take that if that's on the table.
All right, fine. We'll if that's on the table, we'll go above Twilight Princess for the sake of the list.
And that'll make some people mad. Because some people just say this game looks bad. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I mean, if it were up to me, I'm feeling generous,
So did we come up with a list that we collectively like?
Yes.
Let's go over.
I got the full list right here.
Should we start from the bottom?
Start at the bottom.
Okay.
All right. So dead last at I think 14 is Zelda 2 for the NES.
Zero complaints. Next.
13.
I'm okay with that. I can live with this.
13, right above that, we have Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks for the DS.
Okay.
Wind Waker's shitty cousin.
Oh, wow. Great games, by the way, though, I want to say.
They are good games, but art style.
I don't think they're that great games, but...
Listen, I remember drawing on my DS an hourglass shape 100 times before it accepted it, okay? I don't know what you're talking about.
At 12, right above that, we have Four Swords Adventures for the GameCube. A little Frankenstein-y, but,
I'm a little tight about this, but considering where Minish Cap is...
It finished pretty good,
For the bargain, I accept.
At number 11, right above that, we have the original Link's Awakening and the Oracle games.
This might be a crime, but that's okay.
I think that's right around where I would want it.
Ugh.
It makes sense to me too.
Number 10, right above that, we have A Link Between Worlds / Triforce Heroes.
I think it's in a strong spot too. I think it makes sense for it. I think it's fair.
Number 9, we have Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, which I feel like that might be a little controversial. I think people might, maybe it's the nostalgia factor, but I feel like a lot of people might be like, these games look amazing.
I mean, they do, I think, but a lot of Zelda games look amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, but the first iteration of a 3D Zelda, there's only so far nostalgia can hold it on a list of what is prettier or like what looks better. You know what I mean?
You got to give it up for him, though. And this, I think it's like, to me, it's like the weakest part about the game. And to me, that's like, I'm saying like, it's good,
Yeah,
so.
It is good, yeah. Right above that, number 8, we have Twilight Princess.
A travesty.
Oh boy! Oh no!
It's okay.
That was probably the biggest diversity we had in terms of where we wanted these.
Yeah, I kind of knew that was going to happen too, but it's like I said, I totally understand the points against it, which is why I can agree.
That's why I kind of wanted it somewhere in the middle, because I totally get why. Well, I don't like the brown thing, but I do understand why some people might not like the way it looks.
Yeah, I think there's some kind of. We need to unite the Zelda fans on Twilight Princess. We can all meet in the middle. We'll put it at the middle of every list. For anything.
That way no one can complain too much.
Except for Best Ganon, because fight me.
Ooh, yeah, Ganon. Maybe.
Best Ganon.
There's a lot of good Ganons.
Fight me. It doesn't matter. But
Blue Pig Ganon, come on.
Well, if we're throwing that in, then it's that.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well have a list. There's only one.
All right, number 7, right above that, we have the OG, the classic Zelda 1. Very iconic.
Yeah. I love
That's
it.
fair. That's fair for me.
Yeah, I
Right
think
above
it's fair.
that, number 6, we have Skyward Sword. It's a nice balance between realism and style. Maybe it doesn't do it perfectly, but
it would be higher, but the lips bring it down.
It's a beautiful game, though.
The lips.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Right above that, we have A Link to the Past, number 5. That's iconic.
A classic game,
See,
yeah.
Absolutely.
See, and this is also why I argue about the whole nostalgia carries it, because like this game nostalgia carries, but also just the art style looks really good.
I think
regardless, which is why it could be
I think
so
we
much
brought up
higher.
the point multiple times of this game releasing nowadays and it fitting in as some sort of like cool indie game. I think this game
Perfectly.
exemplifies that to the T.
All those details,
Yeah, especially
exactly.
with the pink hair.
the details we pointed out would still, I think, be things people like would talk about.
Yeah,
Being
absolutely.
like, wow, look at this cool little thing they did. Yeah.
Number 4, we have the Minish Cap and 4 Swords.
Feels so good to be on top. I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank my bargaining
I'd like to thank
skills,
my dad.
for
I'd
this
like to
position.
thank my
I'd like
neighbor.
This
I'd like to thank Minish and the Cap.
Oh, man. This one is out of place for me, but you know,
But I mean, listen. But did you not agree that I made good points about how beautiful that game looks?
you
and
convinced
feels
me of
playing?
certain things to consider certain things that I didn't before.
All right. Well, it sounds like Goo's never talked to me yet. We'll continue on.
Regardless, I think that there's a pretty big gap from 4 to the top 3. Number 3, we have Link's Awakening for the Switch.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
just
It's really
awesome.
just a
Yeah.
gorgeous game.
So complete. Right now, Nintendo's been on a really good hot streak of Zelda.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to continue.
This is going to be a
With Breath
good
of the Wild,
decade
too.
of Zelda ahead of us.
Can't wait for Breath of the Wild too.
Hell yeah.
Sponsor us, Nintendo.
Right above that, we have number 2, The Wind Waker.
Yeah.
This is my one. This is probably my hot take of like I think it should be on top, but Breath of the Wild is literally too damn beautiful for me to not argue with it, which is just so difficult. Like it's so hard when you're literally like when you have like the perfect older brother / sister
Yeah.
that does everything perfectly.
Yeah, and then
Like what do you?
You
Number
got to
1?
give a shout out to Wind Waker for being like Zelda games should be bright and colorful
Yeah,
and beautiful.
It's very true.
And fun,
They
and
totally
fun,
could have
yeah.
gone a different direction with it, and I think it was really because that was right around the time when people were like, "Whoa, the GameCube's got much better graphics. Let's see that Ocarina of Time successor that looks gritty and cool."
I mean, that's what everyone was hoping for. So, yeah.
And then right above,
But then we got the Wind Gods aria. We got the nice little
gorgeous.
city. Okay, sorry. All right,
and
sorry.
then rounding off the list at a nice solid number 1 is Breath of the Wild, which is really just a
Yeah.
beautiful game. Very balanced. It's just basically everywhere you look in that game, it's nice.
Yeah.
You could spend an entire podcast talking about how beautiful. it
Yeah,
is.
for me, when you talked about in Wind Waker, like the idea of looking around in the 3D world, like to me, Breath of the Wild is what really excels at that.
Yeah.
Like all the different vistas and like seeing like what is that giant bird flying in the air? You know,
Yeah,
like I should
yep.
go over there. You know that.
That's something that I touched on, I think, in our first episode where I was talking about, I think Breath of the Wild does something that has not been done since the Wind Waker, and that's that pure sense of like exploration and curiosity, and that basically just stems from the visuals, because you see something off in the
Yeah, most
distance and it's
definitely.
like, what is that?
Yeah, you just want to explore and find out
Yeah.
what it is.
Totally.
Yeah, I totally agree.
All right, so that's our list right there.
Yeah, I think we got it. And this is we're getting a little
Little
lengthy,
long.
so we're at the
Yeah,
call
we're gonna have to
here.
cut a little
Yeah,
bit
it's
out,
okay.
but,
there was
It
That's
was
all right.
worth it.
there was some heated there was some heated debate. I'm sure Corey's going to silence me a little bit. I'm not going to be nearly as passionate. So, in the edit after,
you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to like take little clips of you saying stuff, and it's going to be like the Minish Cap is bad,
and then like release a different list to be like, yeah, he agreed to this. I guess
Ryan totally agreed. I have the audio right here. All right. Well, it's about time we sign off. Goo, why don't you tell the people where they can find you on social media, or if you want to plug anything, this would be the time.
If you just go on Twitter, I'm at Gooey Fame, and in my description there I have like all my podcast links, so that would probably just be the best way. If you like The Legend of Zelda, over on Andy and I's podcast on Virtual Theater, we're doing the Zelda cartoon for patrons on Patreon, so come give us $5 and listen to us talk about this weird old 80s cartoon starring Link and Zelda.
I'm pumped for that. I'm ready. I'm ready for
awesome.
those episodes.
Super interesting.
We just recorded 2 of them before this, so I've been talking about Zelda all night, and it's been fun.
Nice.
Yeah, Virtual Theater is a personal favorite of mine, so you guys should go check that out if you get a chance. All right.
Yeah, definitely. Please check him out. Corey definitely talks about you guys a lot, and I think it's a big inspiration for why Corey wanted to start doing this.
Big time.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
All right, and you can find me at Corey Richmond on Twitter, and I think it's at Corey Richmond6 on Instagram.
Yeah, and you can follow me on pretty much all social media handles at Shadowhawk SSB, E at the end of Hawk, so yeah, Shadowhawk ESSB. Yeah, follow me on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. I've been streaming a little bit recently, playing like new Fortnite season, streaming Super Smash Bros. If you want to see me train up my Greninja to be the best Greninja in the whole world, you can see that live, which is always fun. Or just see me tweet about random things like how bad the My Hero movie was today. But it's okay for another podcast for another time.
All right, and of course, if you guys like what you heard, feel free to go over to iTunes or wherever you listen to us on and give us a like, give us a follow, anything like that. We'd definitely love to hear any feedback.
Yeah, any support helps, and I want to give a big shout out to Gooey.
Yeah, thank you for coming on the show, Gooey.
This was fun. If you ever want to,
it was a good time.
Super nice to meet you.
We should rank more Zelda things.
Definitely.
Yeah, it would be great it'd be great for me just to throw my blind opinions in. It's been pretty fun.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun talking to I know Corey, hardcore fan, and then you throwing out some talking about what you don't know. No, it was awesome. This was really fun.
All right. Well,
I think that's it for us.
Signing off.
Have a
good
guys.
night.